All right, guys, this is Paul Singh, the Market Speculator, with the trade report for Friday, the 13th, 2017. Let's take a look at SPY here. Pretty much what we laid out at the beginning of the week. We thought that it'd be a week of consolidation. That's what we're getting. Let's see if we end the week on a little bit of a high towards the high rather than the low. We did not consolidate to the 9, at least so far. We'll see what happens today. But looking good. After this big run here, this is what we'd expect. Maybe some more consolidation, especially with earnings coming up and everyone just kind of waiting for some of the earnings to come in. IWM has pulled back a little more, but nothing significant, holding that 9. Good consolidation. And the Qs have actually showed a little more strength towards the top of its range. Oil gapping down yesterday and gapping up today. Oil has been a difficult trade. You have to basically keep really loose stops to kind of wade through some of this. And yesterday gapped down, today gapping up. No rhyme, seems to be no rhyme or reason. But obviously that will help our DO position. XLE had pulled back and will probably be popping today and is popping today as well. Semiconductors continue to lead, although down yesterday at extended levels. Brazil popping a little this morning, so it looks like we're holding the 9. Maybe we could take that BRZU position, although I am going to take it easy going into the weekend. FXI, China doing the same thing, very similar pattern there. Now, current positions, OLED, very strong yesterday, up almost 3.5% here, up to 134. We're halfway to the target around 140. We're set to open a little higher this morning. Facebook hanging out about a point and a half above our entry still, pulling back here. So at some point we want to see that breakout. LABU hanging out right at this 9 here. And again, we want to see the real break of the 9, and we should look at the underlying, which is XBI, same pattern here. A close, if we can close pretty much to where the lows were yesterday, that would really start to set us up for that move down, pullback that we've been looking for. And then DO gapped down with oil yesterday and gapping up with oil today, back up around our entry pre-market. Let's look at focus list stocks now. I'm adding Roku to the list. This is a recent IPO, the set-top box for TVs. I've been trading this in my aggressive account, not for you guys here, but I think we have enough of a range in here that we can start looking at it for regular swing trades. What I'm looking now basically is for 3 things: either a breakdown of 16, which would be a ways away, a break above the intraday high at 30, which again is a ways away, and now we've got some ranges in between too. If this thing closes above 25.50, we'll say, that would set us up maybe for a move to the high at 30. So that's what we'll be watching for today. 2360, tight range, but you can have days where it really starts to move. So we're going to start watching this today, maybe going into next week. And if it can break this range, that would set us up. And I don't know if I'll take it here, but if it breaks to the downside on this candle, basically I'm watching this candle. If it breaks the downside here or here, we could get shorts as well. So that's Roku. Another IPO, but much later in its IPO range, is Snap. Looks like the bottom play is really in now. Has had a nice run. Too extended to enter at this point, but we will watch. And it did pull back right at this level intraday yesterday. We'll watch for the gap fill here. If it can break this gap fill, which is at 16.99. So we'll just say 17. If it can get up above 17, that could set it up, and it's still got plenty of room to the upside at that point. So nothing to do here. Let's watch to see if we can break that level again. That might not be today, but we'll keep watching. X has been looking good. Now gapping this morning over this range. So maybe we could enter on this gap and see if it keeps running. Baba, we've been watching Baba and pulling back, but let's see how it holds the 9. And then Sina got stopped out, but is now remounting the 9 and might be set up to run at this point. Tesla looking really good here. Well, looking good, not really good. These tails are still a little bit of a concern. Can't really run. But if it can break this range, we would look to get in. There's some room to about 385, 390. And then one last one. A lot of the housing are extended. but LGIH has consolidated nicely. This is one of the lower floats at only 12 million, so this thing could really move if it starts going. Remember, earnings season is starting up now. So that's it for trade report. Not sure if I'm going to take a position today, but we'll keep an eye on some of these stocks we talked about.